Hi guys, I'm October, but you can call me Toby. Thanks for coming to spend some time with me today. So I would like to do a Granny Square tutorial today. In my first few videos I made a loose and flowy Granny Square shirt for a friend, and one of the Granny Squares I used to create that was the Fountain Flower Granny Square. It's very lacy and delicate and reminds me of filigree, and so I thought I would do a tutorial for that one today. I'll be using a 4mm hook and this Dreamtime merino wool. It's 4-ply, 100% Australian merino. And it is an easy care wool, so it's supposedly gentle machine washable. I haven't tested this out myself yet, but if it's the case, that will be wonderful. A nice easy way to care for it. Colour wise, it's a lovely denim blue. It's not showing up as clearly as it does in real life, but there is variation, quite a bit of variation to this blue, and so it very closely resembles a light denim. I thought that would be great for this Granny Square today. We start off with a magic ring, and if you haven't done a magic ring, or if you're not very comfortable with them, using your first 2 fingers and thumb, pinch the tail of your wool, loop it over those fingers, create an X on this side, and parallel lines of wool on that side. And then you're going to use your 3rd finger pinch the wool and keep it firm. Using your hook, we're going to go under that first line, catch the 2nd line, pull it back through, twist and lift. So you're going to have a twisted loop on your hook now. Then to come back over that first line, and mine's gone a little bit tight here, but we're going to hop under the 2nd. Now you have 2 loops on your hook, and they are going in the center there, they're going under that first line. We're going to pull that loop and I lost mine, so let's set that up again. Cross on this side, parallel lines on this side, using your 3rd finger to keep it firm. Pull through, twist and lift. Create a little bit of slack there. And go over the first line, under here, needing a little bit more slack. We have 2 loops on. We're going to pull the outer loop through the inner loop, or the 2nd loop through the 1st loop, and then you've got your magic ring. I can show you that once more. Alright, doing that once more, around the 2 fingers, create an X on this side, and leaving a bit more slack of this one because I'm finding it a bit hard to pick up with this particular hook. So I've got a bit of slack on this one. This one's firm. Go under this one, pull the 2nd row, 2nd line through, create a twisted loop over the first line of wool. Yes, needing a bit more slack with this one. Under the 2nd line of wool, we've got 2 loops on. We're going to pull the 2nd loop back through the 1st, and that is a magic ring. So in working into a magic ring, you want to be working over the tail and the ring, and you want some of the tail exposed. That is so that you can pull your ring tight at the end when you've finished working into it. Keep an eye on your tail as you work into the ring. It is likely to stretch the ring and shorten this tail. You don't want the tail to pull out because then you'll just be working on a piece of yarn. We've got our loop here. I'm going to pull that one down. Get my wool comfortable on my hand. We're going to do 8 half double crochets into this magic ring. Then we'll pull it tight and we'll join our 8th half double to our beginning half double. To get our half double started, we are going to chain 1. This doesn't count as a stitch, it's just setting us up. Half double is setting up as though you're going to do a double. So you're going to get 3 loops on your hook, pull through all 3. So I've got 1, we'll yarn over, 2, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, 3, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, 1, 2, 3, 4. Watch how often I lose count of what I'm doing in this. 8. I'll make sure we're going into the first half double. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, because we don't want to be going into that chain 1, we want to go into that first half double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, beautiful. We have our 8. You can leave your hook in. I'm just doing this for the example. We're going to pull our tail, which will pull our magic ring firm. You don't have to pull it super tight at this point, you can do that in a moment. Once you've slip stitched this 8th one back onto the first one, make sure you go into the first, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's our first one there. Make sure you catch the top loops and slip stitch through. Alright, now you can leave a little hole in the center and pull it nice and firm, which is what I prefer to do. I don't want a big hole there in the center. We can tighten this up later if it loosens. You've got your tail there. Round 2, we'll be chaining 1, which is not a stitch for this round, it's just setup. Then we're going to go into doing our puff stitches. So for round 2, we'll be doing a puff stitch, chaining 3, puff stitch, and chaining 1. We're going to do that set of stitches into each stitch around. With our slip stitch, we're going to chain 1, not counted as a stitch for this round, and then we're going to go in and do our first puff stitch. So for a puff stitch, you want to yarn over, and then we're going to go through our stitch, pull up a loop. Now you have 3 on the hook. We're going to do that 3 more times. We want 7 loops on the hook for our puff. Yarn over, back through, yarn over, and pull up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we want 2 more loops on our hook. And I've done this one quite firm, so I'm going to pull on the yarn a little bit to loosen that up. And this one's far too firm, so I'm going to do it again, but just so you can see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's how many loops we want on our hook. So I'm going to let them all off with a puff stitch. Whatever your tension is, that's how big your petal or your puff will be. In this case we are making like a flower shape, so it's going to be a petal. I want mine to be about that, so I'm going to leave it there. yarn over, and remember to keep your wool at that distance. 3 on, yarn over. So if you have a very tight tension, like you can see that's pulling in, like I do, this can be tricky. It will get easier just with more practice. A little bit of finagling to get my thread a bit more even there, my yarn. And then we have 7 on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one has split, but it is 1. Yarn over, pull right through all of them. Then we're going to chain 3. That's our first puff. 1, 2, 3. That chain closes it off. We're doing 2 additional chains after that, and then we're doing another puff. So yarn over. This is all going into the same stitch, 2 puffs per stitch for this round. So try and keep the length of your yarn for each puff about the same. That should be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yarn over, pull through all of them. And then we chain 1. And that is a set of stitches for each stitch here. I'll keep going with this, and I will meet you at the end where we will do our slip stitch. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sets of 2 puff stitches with 3 chain and a single chain. So we have 8 sets of that. We've got our single chain here. What we're going to do now to close this one off is slip stitch into this chain 3 space. This is not how you do a puff flower. That's a different method. This is specific to this granny square. For round 3, we'll be doing 3 single crochet into the chain 3 space. We'll slip stitch in that chain 1 space, 3 single crochet, slip stitch into the chain 1 space, 3 single crochet, slip stitch in the chain 1 space. We'll repeat that all around. Find your chain 1 space between the puff stitches, slip stitch in there. So I'm going to do that all the way around. I'll meet you back at the start. Alright, last slip stitch. We're back at the start. There's our first 3 single crochet. For the next round, we'll be working all of our stitches into these chain 1 spaces between puff stitches. So we'll be working completely over the row we just did. We will not be working into any of these stitches. So we're not going to slip stitch off here because we're in our chain 1 space. We're actually going to chain 2 to start this round off. This counts as a stitch here, and any chain 2s count as a stitch moving forward. Then we will do a double crochet, we'll chain 3. Essentially we've done 2 double crochet and chain 3 because we started with a chain 2. We're going to do another 2 double crochet here. So now that we have that, that's our first one. We're going to chain 2. We'll skip those 3 single crochet. For this one, we will double crochet here Right, this is this round. This round sets us up to have a square shape. So that's our corner piece. Double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, double crochet, chain 2. We'll skip these 3. We're going to do a singular double crochet into this one. That's our center of the one side of our square. We're going to chain 2, skip these 3, and do into our next chain 1 space between puff stitches. We'll do a double crochet, another double crochet, chain 3, and do another 2 double crochet. So double crochet number 1, double crochet number 2. You can see our shape will form up here. I'm going to continue that for each side, and I'll meet you at the end. To finish off this round, we skip that 3 and we join with a slip stitch to our beginning chain 2. That's this round, so you can see we have this more square shape now. Round 5, we're going to chain 1, doesn't count as a stitch, single crochet, and into the next one, single, if you can get in there, 2 single crochet there, 3 single crochet into the chain 3 space, 2 single crochet in here, and then we've got chain 2, which we'll be doing 2 single crochet, we'll do a single crochet into the top of this one, 2 into this chain 2 space. Now we're back to 2 single crochet into the tops of our 2 doubles, and 3 into the chain 3 space. We're going to do that all the way around, so I'll meet you at the other side and we'll finish off this round and move on to the last round. Alright, back at the start, that has thickened up our square, and we are just going to slip stitch into that first single crochet that we did. So let's find that first one and slip stitch in there. Lovely. In the official pattern, because this is not a pattern I created, it's what I found online, I will link to it. In the official pattern, this is the last round. I did extend this for my Granny Square shirt that I made. For round 6, we're going to chain 2 to start off, and then we're going to be doing double crochet into the next 2 stitches. We'll do our corner, and then we'll double crochet around, do our corner, double crochet around, do our corner, double crochet around, do our corner, and double crochet around, ending up with 52 double crochets. Our corners will consist of a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, so that will create a triangle shape on the top of our corners. So we've done chain 2, which counts as our first double crochet, and then there should be 2 more, 1, 2, and that will be our corner one. Double crochet into the next one, and double crochet into that next one, and then we are at our corner. So we have chain 2, double crochet, our corner will be this one, we will double crochet, we will chain 1 and back into that same stitch for a second double crochet. That's our corner piece. Now I'm going to double crochet all the way along. Should be for 11 stitches, and then I'll do another corner. So I'll speed this up a little bit and show you the corner again. Alright, I wasn't counting. This looks like I should be at the other corner though. So let's just do a quick count. There's our corner piece. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. 11 double crochet. We'll do a double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1 and another double crochet into that stitch. And that constitutes our corner. I'm going to double crochet along for 11, do a corner, double crochet along for 11, do a corner, double crochet along for 11, 10, 9, 8 to finish this off, because I've already done 3 for that side. Okay, I'll meet you back on the last side. Okay, that's all done. We're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 2. Beautiful. And the traditional pattern is simply that, which is a really lovely little filigree granny square. Tie off here, we can cut our yarn so you can see whilst I've worked that hole has opened up, so you see how that looks with the hole. It's still quite nice. You can, depending on which side you've left the tail on, flip over to that, pull it nice and tight again, and you can seal it off as well. So I like it sealed just as much as I like it open. Very pretty little dainty square. I'll work in my tails, but that's it. And you can see what I consider to be the front side has the rows of single crochet pointing up, whereas if you turn to the other side, it kind of puffs up the back. So completely up to you on which side you prefer. I like the look of this side, personally. But yeah, that's it. I hope this was a helpful little tutorial for you. And it's such an elegant, lovely little granny square. I mean, imagine just like a cardigan of these, or you could make a shawl of them. Or a scarf, I don't know, it's just such a lovely little granny square. Thanks for joining me for the tutorial, I hope it was helpful. The link to the original pattern by Jessica Underwood is down in the description. It'll take you over to her site, Stitching Together, and she's got lots of gorgeous patterns on there, so go check it out. Hopefully you'll come back next time to see what we get up to in the next crafty video. Have a great day. Bye.